We are getting up to speed with spring because it's all upon us now.
Yeah, certainly feeling like it. And look at the beautiful scenery this morning. A little bit hazy there in the foothills. Have more on that coming up. 6:15 right now on this Friday morning. High-level clouds, more moisture, stronger winds aloft, signifying our next weather pattern change. But the haziness from South Sandia Peak toward the Manzana Mountains, that's signifying not only a little bit of dust, a little bit of pollen in the air, but also wildfire smoke coming from the south and places like Valencia County. The Tiempo fire, very small fire, bringing in some of that smoke in the foothills because of those southerly winds. Very light this morning now at 3 miles per hour, but some of the calm winds also stagnating the surface. That's not good for air quality. So you may need to wear a mask if you're susceptible to the poor air quality, and drink plenty of water. 54 degrees right now, 35% relative humidity. That near surface smoke will move away, and by the afternoon, it'll kind of just fall apart altogether to our east. And here's a live look right now at Wolf Creek, Colorado from the summit, where we're under night vision. That's why we are experiencing the black and white colors from this camera view. But mid to upper level clouds on the increase, some rain and snow ahead. 27 degrees right now with a pesky westerly wind at 21 miles per hour, gusting at 30 miles per hour. Stronger winds today, 59% humidity. And we're experiencing an air temperature, by the way, at 30 in Durango and Alamosa. We're even colder by a degree in Moriarty, 29 with calmer winds on the other side of the Sandias. Meanwhile, 49 farther to the north in Santa Fe, 42 in Las Vegas, 50 with a bit of a pesky westerly wind there in Clayton. Near record high temperatures for you guys today. 54 in Hobbs, 48 Alamogordo, 39 in Grants, 29 right now in the reserve. Those mid to upper level clouds on the increase moving through the Albuquerque Metro, the northern mountains in the Four Corners, as we just saw from Wolf Creek. Some light rain and wet snow starting to approach just to the northwest of the Four Corners. That's going to be our next storm system moving through, bringing in cooler temperatures this afternoon, 60s for the most part, north and west of I-25, so a cooler afternoon. But from I-25 to the east, it'll be just as warm, if not warmer, compared to yesterday. Clayton, Tucumcari, and Santa Fe near record high temperatures possible. Meanwhile, Albuquerque, upper 70s near 80 degrees today, and upper 80s in southeast New Mexico. Will start to cool off in Deming, Las Cruces later today with a little bit of dust in the air along I-10 as a possibility. Partly sunny, some haze to start, but those winds will mix the air around again, making the haze kind of fall apart and dissipate to the east, reaching around 79 this afternoon in Albuquerque. Very mild, and the clouds will be on the increase. Light rain in the Four Corners, mixing with wet snow above 10,000 feet in the San Juan Mountains, especially the foothills of Durango, starting to cool off overnight. And with this batch of light rain that will likely not reach the ground in Albuquerque, we'll experience stronger wind gusts. Now, tracking the winds, generally gusting between 10 to 20 miles per hour throughout most of the day in Albuquerque. Stronger winds in Gallup and the San Luis Valley, but the stronger winds, those yellow colors, becoming more prevalent just before sunset. And a bit breezy in the northeast highlands, 25 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts across our viewing area. So a gusty cold front will move through with the stronger up-level winds. Lower temperatures tomorrow morning and a cooler afternoon. Now, Clayton to Carlsbad to Deming, still very mild. But for much of the region from Klein's Corners, Santa Rosa, Ruidoso to the northwest, highs mostly in the 50s and 60s, upper 40s in some of the higher elevations at the cost of 30 to 50 wind gusts, patchy blowing dust, and the higher fire threat with fire weather watches in eastern New Mexico, the western areas as well, and red flag warnings from Ruidoso all the way to Hidalgo County tomorrow. This is the fire weather outlook for tomorrow with elevated to critical threat. Upper 60s today in Durango, 50s as we head into tomorrow and Sunday. Warming up Monday and then cooling back down Tuesday with our next storm system. Some rain and wet snow in Alamosa and Dustier, Gallup and Grants. 70s and high 60s today. Noticeably cooler this weekend before the warm up Monday. Camado near 70 and places like Silver City, 70s, and Deming to Alamogordo, patchy blow and dust possible. Cooler and still breezy this weekend. Drier, a little bit warmer today in Ruidoso, Cloudcroft. Very warm, Carlsbad within a couple degrees of 90, but noticeably cooler this weekend. In Clayton, Mora with this storm system mostly dry and breezy and dusty and cooler this weekend. And Red River Angel Fire, Santa Fe, highs in the 60s and 70s today, but cooler this weekend. Moriarty, Cedar Crest, two from the north to south valley of Albuquerque, including Rio Rancho, Bernalillo, Los Lunas. High 70s, low 80s, a bit breezy. Breezier and cooler this weekend. Warmer, not too windy Monday. The first day of April, dusty and gusty and cooler. The chance of rain maybe a little bit later next week.
Wow. Not like it's not expected.
Yeah.
But yeah, dusty
Up
gusty.
and down, those temperatures go.
Yeah, they do.